Welcome to the last episode of Just Kicking It podcast. This is it. This is the last episode. If you want to see me, actually, this is the last one I'll be on for a while. If you want to see B and Chelsea fans, Liverpool and Ricky, and our special guest, you can hit them up on their various social media channels. It is over for me. I've been ollie out for the last 2 weeks. It took me a tipping point. It started with the YMCA loss to the YMCA boys. That was when it was really, and this is about me though. So everybody else, y'all can see or y'all, I'm gonna go back on me for a second. So this because I talk so much shit though, man. I gotta talk directly to everybody because I know that the heat's coming. So I need to talk to the people. I've talked about a lot of various things on this podcast about how we were back. We are back, but not with this manager. That's one. Two, this man is clueless, man. I'd rather take everybody on this podcast as a manager holistically than what we have currently. Wow. We have decided not to start Paul Pogba for 2 games in a row. And 2 big games, not against Brentford, not against Crystal Meth, not against shout out to my new favorite team, Sheriff Therese. I shot the Sheriff, as I called them. Not against none of them, not against I shot the Sheriff, but against Liverpool and a much-needed game against Atalanta. It's shameful for the badge, the club. I had full gear on early. I had to change my outfit and everything. I'm literally took my daughter out to me and Xander went out and she just knew it was a disappointment after eating and everything. I took her out to eat. I go get her ice cream and get a full sundae just to make her feel okay about me, not about her. It was about me, how I looked. She knew it was something troubling me. So welcome to Just Kicking It podcast. B is here. Ricky, y'all know Ricky. He's got the 5-0 going back on. And our special guest, another Chelsea fan. This is horrible. I don't even know what I mean. I don't even know how to even deal with all y'all. The lovely, it's our first woman on the podcast as well.
Yeah. Yes.
First woman. She's breaking the barrier. Chrissy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm sorry, like I said, I'm sorry about this. I had to get that off. And I have a lot of more expletives I wanted to use, but I'm trying to balance it out. Shout out to the Dam. We will be having the first live Just Kicking It podcast at the Dam, Chelsea versus Man U, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Me and B live in person. We already got a table. They already took me over the table over in the corner. If you're not too cold, it shouldn't be too cold. But if it is, we'll be out there jackets. So we'll be giving y'all more information on that coming up soon. So first live, Just Kicking It, period. So that is the good news. So I'm gonna let y'all go in and do what y'all gotta do.
Yeah, I want to jump in there. Definitely want to thank Chrissy and Rick for joining the pod. Appreciate you guys' time. Daryl.
Double D, hurry up, Double D, hurry up.
Daryl. We're happy you're here, man. We're happy you made it. I want to start off with some audio just to kind of set the mood and table of where Manchester United is today. So I'm going to start with this audio. Give me a moment, guys.
See, this is how it's bad as this ain't even pre-production. I can actually put it in pre-production. This is how much you can shot me.
All right, here we go with the audio.
Fucking weak. I want to eat this guy's fucking heart. I don't care, bro. I don't care no more. We play like this every fucking game. Pogba's shit. Maguire's shit. Take Pogba out this fucking team. Take Maguire out this team and get Ole out. I'm fucking tired, bro. I'm sick of this shit, man. Get all these fuckers out. Take them away. I don't want them no more. I don't want to hear any Pogba stands. I don't want to hear Maguire stands. I was hearing a week ago, Maguire's worth 80 million. He's fucking not worth 10 million. Fuck off. Get Maguire, get Pogba, and get Solskjaer out. They're fucking cancers, bro. And then we might see something. Glazers, fucking act now. Don't waste our fucking time. We can still save the season. Please, fucking act.
This is the sort of desperation.
No. I get his feeling. You know what I'm saying? But as a objective listener and an objective fan, I have to take my emotion out. If we did this game, did this podcast at 1 o'clock, I would have been like that. I was super fired up. I was so hot. It was so bad, man. Shout out to my daughter, who's the new captain of her soccer team as well. She just was like, "Is this what we cheer for?"
Yikes!
Yes, I'm in. What do you guys think?
Look, I couldn't
Yes.
I was hurt. That's worse than any what y'all can say.
Listen.
Oh man.
Man, listen.
Look, we can start from the beginning. I want to thank you, Liverpool fans. Thank you. This is a blessing.
We're glad we could help. You know.
No, because if we'd have lost 2-1, 3-1, 4-1,
it would have masked your deficiencies, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly. It had always been a little excuse, like, well, it just Ali, the ass whoop. I wanted more goals. I was at the point.
Me too.
I was
Don't feel
actually
bad.
cheering for Liverpool.
I did too. I was like, Chelsea scored 7. I wanted 7. I was like, listen, at the first half, I was like, man, Chelsea scored 7. And Liverpool said, yo, hold my beer. Look, we fell too short, but, listen.
I will say this. I know you will disagree with it, Ricky, Chrissy, as well as B. Y'all disagree with Manchester United is the most talented team in the Premier League. We have the worst coach in the Premier League, though. We're talking about I will take anyone from the bottom 3, move them up, and we will be okay. The talent is I'm talking about the depth. Everything is good to go. Look, man, if Liverpool loses a center back, it's game over. If they lose a center midfield, it's game over. We got, even though they may suck, but we have people that can at least replace the suckiness with the equal suckiness on different levels, except for the front 3. Our front 3 is the best front 3 ever.
I don't know about that.
Let's stop it. No. This has already been discussed. This is already solidified. It's law.
I got a front 3 that'll
so you think your front 3 is better than Rashford, Cavani, Ronaldo, Greenwood?
Yes. I got Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, and Mohamed Salah.
Fabinho's 39 years old. He's the same age as Ronaldo, so that's a wash.
But guess what? If we even take him out, we got a shot of Jota. You know what I mean? We got a Jota in there. So he can fill right in, and they were on the map today. They were all on the map today.
You're talking about one play. I'm talking about I got a 3. I actually want to run a front 5. I was actually like thinking about, should we just run a front 5? Never been done in history of football. Just run a front 5.
That's what I'm wondering. What kind of system is that?
Doesn't make no sense. Exactly. It's better than what we're doing right now, right?
You'd leave your $85 million ice chest wide open, man.
It's not on Lindelof, man. This has been a problem for Lindelof for a while. Nice. This has been a thing of Lindelof is the biggest issue with anything, and I think it's racial, man. I'm throwing the race card out there. Yes, I am,
bro. I think Maguire is equally to blame. I'm gonna tell you.
No, because if you notice, when Varane was there, he didn't have to worry about anything over there. He actually didn't have to worry about that side. He's scared. He literally does not trust Lindelof.
Luke Shaw today. Luke Shaw got skewered today. He was terrible. God, awful.
Look, when Lindelof is in, everything goes. The apple cart is thrown off. The apple cart is thrown off.
Your best side is Wan-Bissaka. Everything else over there is absolute crap. Yeah,
the apple cart is thrown off and Rand not there.
But think about this. You paid $85 million for Harry Maguire, and then you're gonna blame Lindelof. We bought Virgil van Dijk, and he made everybody better, right? So you look at Matip, who people are like, oh, Joel Matip, blah blah blah. No, he made him better. He made Joe Gomez better. Harry Maguire doesn't have that. He's an $85 million center back. who can't make anybody
Right.
better.
But we were also working with Phil Jones previously. So we got to look at where we were at.
Phil Jones. Hey, I mean, listen, let's throw it over to Chrissy. Chrissy,
Yeah, Chrissy, jump on in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all,
So,
I have issues with Chelsea because my new team is I shot the Sheriff. So I'm trying to figure out how I can figure out how to get them to the finals.
So, couple things. One of the things I talked about with Brandon when I was at brunch today was the fact that I feel like Manchester United went with more of a defensive lineup. You guys didn't start Pogba. You had a 4-2-3-1. So you had Ronaldo up front, which means everybody else is kind of taking their shape in the midfield. But just like last year, you guys got exposed. You guys have always had the talent up front, but where you lack is the defense. So Liverpool just exposed you. That's not to discredit you as a team because you guys are great, but you guys just got exposed. Harry Maguire, yes, while I think he's just now coming back from an injury, he didn't have the support. And it showed. So I think you guys will be okay. You know, everybody takes some L's, but you know.
We all understand the racial part of this. I know I saw B looking at I'm throwing a race card up there. And let me go to the race card for a second. 1 second. 1 second for the race card. He has figured out a way to make it about Fred when it's really about that white guy Lindelof. And he won't start Eric Bailly, and Eric Bailly is 30 times better than him. And it's always the excuse that he gets hurt. So what? If he gets hurt, we'll sub him out. Let him get hurt then if he's better.
So
but y'all have sacrificed the black people.
When is Varane supposed to return?
Right. That's what you need.
When is Varane supposed to
Varane's next week. Varane's back next week. He had a growing point. He's back next week.
Because that's a real center back. Like he's good. He makes others.
My thing is shouldn't have been that bad. I've been shouting Eric Bailly for a whole year of this podcast.
Never really trusted him at the back with, footwork wise, you know what I mean? And he seems like kind of injury prone, you know what I mean? Every time I look up.
Okay, it's fine. Let him get injured then. At least, and then you can have an excuse about this. It's like having like a good player and then like, oh, I don't want to play because he gets hurt. So what? Let him play. If he ball out, he gets hurt.
Let me chime in here. I don't see your whole race angle. I think you got multiple problems. I think Lindelof is a bum. Maguire looks like a bum. You got Ali with all of his tactical directions. I can't make
that's a constant though. B constant is Ali. Period. I'm just trying to be
out there.
I'm playing it from FIFA. I'm playing it from FIFA.
Have you seen that meme that I'm talking about?
Yes, I've seen every meme. I've seen everything. Ricky has brought a lot of people towards me over the last 3-4 weeks in general. I don't even know. Like he goes on my hashtags and just hits me. And then like, I don't know if he puts a signal to Liverpool Nation or what it is, but they hit me up.
You get that Liverpool signal that goes out like a bat signal. You know?
Yeah. I'm like,
I know it makes my day, when Rick adds me to the meme. I'm just like, yes, sir. I got the bird, man. The bird.
Chrissy, you are actually a rational Chelsea fan.
Right.
At least as of right now, until you have been inducted into this whole madness of the podcast. What do you think do you think a new manager will work for Manchester United to fix the issues?
I think at this point, yes. Just like, not to jump off topic, but take, for example, Tottenham. Tottenham's always been one of those clubs that has been pretty good. They have potential to be better. They brought in Nuno, so they've been taking L's. So at this point, who do you blame? Do you blame Nuno? Do you blame the coaches? Do you blame the owner? I mean, somebody's going to take some responsibility. At this point, I think you can only cut people slack for so long, but Tottenham, just like United and all those other big clubs, they're used to winning. They want winning coaches. They want winning players. They need people that are going to produce. So at this point in the season, if you're not producing, you need to bring in somebody who's going to. We have a winter transfer window coming up. That's another opportunity to get players, and, you do what you need to do. In regards to United, I think it may be time, but who can fill that slot? I don't know.
Oh, I got a long list of people.
Well, right now would be a good time for you guys to go shopping. Antonio Conte just sent me his resume. Said, in case you guys.
No, I got a long list here. Gotta
I know
make
Pete would
it-
love that. Conte go over there, set things
Listen,
straight.
I don't think it's a good job. I don't think it's a good job. You got
I
Of
think
course,
it's-
you don't think it's a good job. I know you don't think it's a good job.
no. It's almost like Barcelona. It's just not
No. That's a whole no.
Let me.
That's a
let me
whole
just
toxic
break this down.
relationship.
The way I do the calculus on this, Daryl, is you guys are a has-been club with a bunch of has-been players, with a has-been manager, and really just a fan base that's living on the past. Now, I've tried to break this down for a couple of years now to you. You guys are shit, okay? Your expectations are way too high. It's over, man. You're a mid-tier club. And you
Wow. Stop.
Wait.
Brandon,
I gotta piggyback because I remember when we did this podcast right before the season started, what was it said? Oh, we got Varane, we got Sancho. This is our year. This is our year. We're in. You guys are gonna do. Liverpool ain't even gonna come forth.
But if you remember though, Ricky, if you remember, I said in spite of our substitute teacher.
Yeah, you said that. In spite of Ole, you guys are gonna take it. Liverpool wasn't even gonna finish in the top 4. That's what you said.
all sorts of nonsense. All sorts of nonsense, the man.
Brandon,
And actually, that was pre Ronaldo too.
Brandon, can you still have that same opinion considering they finished one slot above us last year in points?
I show that as like a small ripple in the force.
No, 2 years in a row we finished above y'all.
Odd things can happen from time to time, but I'm talking about overall when you just look, in all seriousness, when you look at the club and the way it's being run, the Glazers, Ed Woodward, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's a poor foundation. You can't expect the players to perform when you have a poor foundation and major cracks in your foundation. And that's where you guys are at the club. Did you see Sir Alex Ferguson's face in the stands?
That said it all today. They got
Right. That's what me. No, all this is helping us out. Y'all understand. I have actually sent out a couple of Eagles out myself. I've sent a couple of Eagles. I've made a list.
They not gonna get rid of Ole. Let's be real here.
No, that's fine. I'll let you stay this week.
I don't think Ole has the experience to take this club where it needs to go. No.
Even if we win any game, it's in spite of him. I've always said this.
It's not just him. His entire coaching staff does not have the
all of them got to go. Look at Jeff.
That's what I said. We need to.
This is his first coaching job, right out of.
See what happened with
No. He played for Mond. He was a coach for Mond.
Same situation.
They don't have this type of experience. Let's be real. This is not your run of the mill. This is Manchester United, right? Liverpool and Manchester United are the two most successful clubs in English history. Chelsea's on the come up. You know what I mean? Roman bought them over.
What?
No, Roman brought them up on the up and up. They were nobody before that, you know.
I would say Manchester United is a successful club.
Don't try to slide that shit in. I hear what you're saying, man.
But what I'm saying is,
hey, Chrissy ain't even looking. She looked down her phone,
Chrissy went over her head. I hear you, Rick.
No, I heard, but I was just surprised he would actually make that statement. But go off.
For a club the size of Manchester United,
okay,
this is not what they need or what is expected. A coach for Manchester United is expected to have experience, is expected to get his message across and lead the players. We don't know what their training looks like. We don't know if they even know what they're doing. But whatever it is, when it comes on the pitch, it does not translate.
You know, and that's another really good point.
You see him over there telling them it doesn't translate. It's not working, right? His coaching staff isn't working. So
I got 100% agree with that.
I can't blame the players because a lot of those players are talented players.
What is Manchester United doing? Like, what is their style of play? What are they?
They don't have one. They don't have an identity.
Exactly. I agree.
Right? They don't. And you have talented players. You got Jadon Sancho, right? He can't even get on the pitch.
Looks like a bus.
Right? You got Greenwood. You got Rashford. You got Anthony Martial. I mean, he's firing in goals for France, right? You have Cristiano Ronaldo. You have Bruno Fernandes. You got a great core of players that, with the proper identity and the proper style and system, proper coaching, proper management, we would expect them to be at least in the top 4. You know what I mean? At least challenging. But that structure isn't there.
What do you think is the biggest difference between last year and this year in terms of your success?
Oh no! Like I've always said that we win in spite of our manager. this has been like a thing of like in spite of, and like people have figured out how we're going to play our style of play and really fit into it. And on top of it, Ronaldo actually is a blessing because it actually exposed. We've always never had a good center striker up front, period. We've been always kind of like a circling of, Martial, Cavani, Lukaku, what I'm saying? Shout out to Lukaku with y'all, but he was properly, potentially. But we've always had great wingers, decent midfield, and a decent back four.
Listen,
but he doesn't know how to put players in the right position.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Your uptick in form, last year was not a result of anything that Manchester United did. It was a result of Frank Lampard at Chelsea.
Bingo.
And no Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool. Liverpool's
bingo.
But
we beat City. But we beat City.
Anything great that you
we beat City twice.
We weren't doing what we were supposed to do because of the different reasons that we had. Right. Lampard left, Tuchel came in, right? Chelsea uptick. Van Dijk came back. Liverpool is on the uptick. All right. So now you guys don't have anything on the uptick. You guys still don't have the form. Still, it's the same system, same manager, same everything. But now you're doing poorly. I don't think it's that you're doing poorly. I think it's that everybody else was suffering last year that made you guys look better at that time.
It goes back once again to our manager. And this is fine. So I do want to list off my top 5 managers for entering coming up this week.
Okay.
First, Jesus. Number one, the first Jesus is number one.
I'll vote for that.
Vote for Jesus. If you believe in Jesus as our God,
he can't take you to the top. Nobody.
If we can't get to the top with Jesus, then we can't do anything else. Number 2, Alexander the Great. I figure if he can lead men across multiple continents, he can lead us to a Champions League final as well as a Premier League shit final.
To Wembley Stadium for the final.
Yeah. We can do all that. Number 3, Genghis Khan. I have Genghis Khan as number 3. If he can own all of that area in Asia, I figure he can lead our men to.
You got my vote right there. You got
and Genghis Khan second most children to Wilt Chamberlain all time.
Fun fact. What do you mean second most? he got like more than Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain ain't got nothing on the books.
I think they neck and neck.
Wilt Chamberlain ain't got nothing on the books.
It's a powerful seed, man. It's a powerful seed.
Number 4 is Zidane. Zidane, amongst this pecking order, is number 4. It is, and we ain't worried about no bread with that. Because we ain't paid Ollie no bread, so it ain't hurting nobody.
Oh, you're
gonna go and bring him in for no bread.
To go away. You got to pay him to
go
away.
That's fine, but his buyout is super low.
A 3-year contract.
But his buyout is super low. He couldn't even buy me off my job. They couldn't even buy me off my job right now. How much his buyout is?
You're crazy, man.
And the last one, and I don't think it'll be a Mourinho part 2, is Conte. Because it's just too volatile. They need Zidane to come in. I already know Ronaldo's already got him a hit up. Like, yo, gee, we already got this ready to go. I got these young horses. Everybody's young, baby. You can go get some bread here for next 5-6 years. Then you go coach the Euro squad with everybody after you see how things shakes out. Because their back four for their European squad is young. If you look at Varane is 28, 29. What's my other Kiempo? The brother with the blonde hair, Kiempo. He's like 30. You know what I'm saying? Like they're back. So you might want to chill 3 or 4 years, wait it out. Then you can be the national team coach. Go ahead and steal some bread from United real quick. Go ahead and go out there and really win some chips. Get it popping. Unless you're going to coach my new favorite team, I Shot the Sheriff. And that's what my top 5.
You should add Fat Sam to your list. He's known to stop the bleeding.
Man, I feel really bad for you guys. You know what I think it is you're missing? Me and Chrissy were kind of talking about this earlier today. You guys have a tremendous amount of talent, skilled players, right? But I don't see the engine. I don't see the passion, the heart to drive, who's getting back to make challenges, recover the ball, press the ball. I saw today the manager tried to do the right thing with Fred and his partner, the young kid, Matavane or whatever.
Yeah, McFred. Yeah,
It's not there, man. Those aren't the right attitudes. And you see it even with the smaller clubs. That's one thing that we learned this weekend. Look at your Watford, the passion, the heart, the drive, not ultimate skill players, but the drive. And that's what's missing from a Manchester United. I don't see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being able to provide that. And I think that's where you guys are really suffering at. And I kind of like that Zidane name, if you could pull that off. I think that could turn the table for you.
And also, look, he's up for bid from y'all Chelsea boys. I've been talking about for a minute. I want Rudiger, man. He's the type of dude that's come in. Just go and give me a red card to make everybody feel what we do, what we about in this life.
You don't touch Rudiger. No.
He's already on the Liverpool looking at him too. Liverpool looking at him. We are.
They were still in contract negotiation.
They are.
Look, they talked to Ricky about that because Liverpool, they said, is leading for him right now.
Well, I don't think we are leading for anybody right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and say the leading candidate for him right now is Bayern Munich.
Oh, stop it! Just the German connection. No, that means nothing. He can do that on the backside of third.
Look, he's a German national player, one of the top center backs in the league. Guess what that normally leads to?
It does. It happens.
They do it.
You're in no position to talk. You have no money to go spend on anybody. You guys won't reload on anybody. Your ownership.
I don't have to spend right now. I just have to resign those now. That's my only problem right now.
That's the thing you and Daryl have in common. You both have poor ownership.
But we have
no. There's a big difference in the ownership.
Man.
Us spending money and United spending money. It's two different things. Our ownerships are two different things. Now we have pieces in place and we have a lot of young talent coming through, right? If Harvey Elliott was still here, you'd see what I'm talking about.
Oh, wow.
But it's not that we don't have money to spend. It's just that we only spend on what is necessary. It has to be a piece that'll fit and that makes sense. We don't just buy like those other red cards. But yeah, we buy that they fit a certain role. Look how we bought Jota. We didn't hesitate, and he came in, and you see the role he played and on how
he seems to
trajectory took off. Right. When we took Mo Salah in, when we took Mane in, you see the pieces, how the pieces played out. We weren't shy to go and buy Van Dijk and Alisson because we needed those pieces. After the Champions League final, when we lost to Madrid, we went and bought Alisson. We bought Fabinho. Literally 3 days after the final, we bought Fabinho because we were like, we're leaking through the middle, so let's seal it up. We went and got
that sounds like translation. You're fearful of the oil money going to Newcastle and essentially Newcastle becoming the new Liverpool.
No. Everybody should be
down. Newcastle's the new Liverpool.
No, Newcastle be the new Chelsea because that's where the oil money slides in and brings the club up. Yep, that's
since we all hating on me, let's talk about this. Let's transition. We talk about Newcastle. Me and B have been talking about this if anybody listen, we've been talking about this for months. Yes. About this oil money coming in and changing the game. And now the new Super League, everybody's worried about the Super League. The Super League is the Premier League now.
Yes,
it is.
And it's an arms race. 100%.
It is. And the Premier League TV rights come up for bid next year.
Oh, yeah. You see NBC trying to pull off all the spots this weekend with the whole
LA. It's raining. They got everybody. They got workers out there in LA and rain. Like we gonna do this.
The richest league in the world right now is the Premier League.
Absolutely.
And but everybody should be afraid of Newcastle because if they come in and do what Manchester City did, that whole title, and Newcastle has a strong enough fan base, even in the US. They have a very strong fan base. Don't sleep on it. Their fan base is pretty strong.
But how long does it take though, Rick, for them to get this? Do they fall down to the EFL next year?
No, I don't see them even sliding. New ownership is in. I think January you'll see some changes that'll keep them in the top. And then come summer when the spending is a lot freer, then you'll see what's happening. Mike Ashley hasn't spent a ton of money in Newcastle. They're below FFP right now. So they can actually come in and actually do some investment that'll keep them within the financial fair play guidelines. And let's face it, nobody goes around financial fair play like the Arab money. If you look at Manchester City, if you look at Paris Saint-Germain,
Yeah.
right? They have ways around FFP. It's just a fact. So that oil money coming in should scare everybody because they have the potential to be.
All right, Chrissy, what do you think about this Newcastle thing? Like, what do you think that this is really something to be scared about?
I think it's definitely something that should be a topic of concern. Right now, I think they're in the bottom 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So, let's see. I mean, it's about to be November in like a week or two.
Yep.
You'd have to already know, I think, the people that you're going to target in the next window, in both transfer windows. Not only that, but I just feel like there's so much work and it's going to take a while. Something that's not going to be done within this season. It's probably going to take maybe at least like a couple years to like really get off the ground. And that's with like all start from top to bottom. Like, you need decent players. I think one of the only people that really stands out to me at this point is Callum Wilson. And that's because he came from Bournemouth. And now Bournemouth's not even in the Premier League anymore. They do have other people, yes, but who's really talking about Newcastle?
St. Maximus there. Newcastle.
I was like Maximus is my guy though. That's my guy.
I mean, and that's not to discredit him, but realistically, I mean, who's really, they may have a good support base, but who's really talking about them? They're in the bottom 3. Everybody right now is concerned with Chelsea, United, Liverpool, City.
Yeah.
Those are, and you get sprinkled in like a couple other teams here and there, but nobody's really talking about Newcastle. But now they're on the forefront just because of this purchase. So I'm curious to see how it's going to play out for sure.
I agree with you where it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be, even Manchester City didn't do it overnight, right? Let's face it, PSG didn't do it overnight. It's not going to be overnight, but I don't think these guys are coming in with just a blank slate. I think they already have an idea of what they want, what they expect, who they expect. I think in January, they're going to try to steady the ship just to avoid the relegation. I think that you'll see that happen. You'll see them try to steady everything to avoid the relegation, keep them in the league, because again, the league makes money, so you got to stay in the league. So they'll right the ship just to keep them in the league. And then after that, then you'll start to see all the pieces come into play. And I think they're coming in with a clear idea. I don't think these guys are coming in blindly. PSG didn't do it blindly. City at first did it, but then City was like, all right, here we go. Let's change the way we do things. You remember when City bought Robinho, and they bought a lot of players. Carlos Tevez was there, so they started with their plan there, and then they rolled it out to Pep once Pep came in. And they were winning the league before Pep, let's be real, so they were already putting pieces in places years before Pep. Pep is just the final piece for them, but I think with Newcastle, you see the same thing. Steady the ship, stay in the league. Then we'll start to put in the investment, get the players that we want. Let's target these players. We have the money that we can spend. Let's make it attractive for them to come here, and everything else. And I think, like you said, Chrissy, in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, they're going to be there. They're going to be a force. They're going to be there.
Yeah, I got to agree with both you guys. I think you guys hit it right on the head. That is the path forward for those guys. They are going to be a dangerous club. One piece that they do have right now that could actually help your team, D-Fry, is John Joe Shelby. He hasn't been able to lift a trophy. He has that grit, that steel, that energy that I think you guys really need. So maybe that's a good January move to kind of start the ball rolling. And then
I already got another list of January transfers as well.
Of course you do. Of course, a team in shambles must plan. Yeah.
Well, and previously, shout out to Basuma putting in Laura's work for us, going again to a fight at the club last weekend, getting suspended. You know what you're doing, players. You know what you're doing. I appreciate you. If you go ahead and sign this deal coming up, though, your value went down. Brighton need to go and make that move. But continue.
No, that was pretty much it on the topic, man. I'm like you said, we've had several discussions on investment, ownership groups, foreign investment, foreign ownership, and this is just the next domino to fall. I don't think this will be the last one. I think, like we've been talking about next this is the oil money. Now we're going to see the South Korean or the African billionaire.
Exactly. That's what we said. We said, when is the African billionaire come in? Like, you know what? and make one game be played in Nigeria, like as
something like that. Yeah, or the Premier League sponsor the African Cup of Nations. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Cross promote.
Oh, it's happening soon. People don't understand it's happening soon. Especially it's opening up for everybody to be able to get bread down that level.
Right.
It's sitting there. So I didn't even know that there were. I mean, Newcastle fans are super deep. I didn't realize that. In general, I put out a tweet about Newcastle fans being like the movie Thriller, being able to come back to life or whatever and everything. And I got pelted. Maybe it's the same people that Ricky six on me in general that end up, and they don't even hit the thread up. They hit me up personally, like they gonna go to my name and then attach themselves to it. They don't even, that's why I don't know if it's Ricky doing it on his own. I don't know if he has like some kind of like set up some generated computer thing to come after me. But those fans are ridiculous because I said Newcastle needs to go ahead and make the Gestapo first front line. I had a dream of an all-white front line. If anybody's listening to this podcast, involving Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane, and James Ward-Prowse. All front white line. I call it the Gestapo front line.
Yeah, where do you come up with this shit, man?
The Gestapo front line. Look, all Gestapo. I call it the all Gestapo front line.
All right, man.
Oh man,
go and spend that bread and make the whole team white, man, and just make it a full thing of like go ahead and buy all the way in because Newcastle's middle of nowhere. Let's just buy into that. Let's get the best white players that money can buy.
I mean, they've had a lot of African players come through there over the years. No,
I know, but I'm saying we need to stop that pipeline.
Yeah,
Zise,
yeah. Diallo. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking over the years. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Champions League talk. This past week in Champions League, Liverpool handled their business. Chelsea handled their business. My new squad, I Shot the Sheriff, took a loss to Inter Milan. This is my question. We're talking about Champions League. Is Champions League need a overhaul?
In what sense?
So one thing that I guess we'll see, and we talked about this be the idea of no home and away for goals in the knockout stage. I'm interested to see how that's going to play out.
Okay, yeah. I mean, just going purely on the point totals.
Yeah. So no, what I'm saying is for the knockout stage is, do you reshuffle everybody to a re-ranking again? Because you know what I'm saying, do you reshuffle the pot and say like you do for the Champions League beginning, and you don't want, I don't want Bayern versus Liverpool in a round of 16. Let me go ahead and shuffle this bracket. Reshuffle it out.
It's the traditionalist in me though. I like the tradition. You know what I mean? Where you can look back and say we've been doing it this way since the beginning. I don't want to reshuffle and reseed the teams.
Right.
I don't think it's necessary to reshuffle and reseed the teams. I mean, you do this.
Well, if I shot the Sheriff in the first round, everybody gonna be like, man, I thought we should reshuffle it.
Well, that's the beauty of the Champions League is that you have a dark horse that comes in and throws a wrench in the works. So it's not always, the glorified teams that make it through or even perform. You always have one team that comes in and does that. I like the rule where they take away the home and away goals. Now you got to work for it. It's not just we scored one on the road and then let's go shut down
and just sit there.
Park the bus.
That's not. Now you have to actually play for the win because now it's based on numbers. So now you're going to go to penalties. If there's no winner, you go into penalties, right? Because there's no home and away rule to benefit you. Now you actually have to work for it. Your keepers got to earn their bread, and I'm comfortable with that. I mean, it's not a bad rule to me. It takes a lot of the pressure off of having to go over to say Anfield to put on a show, or we got to go to Old Trafford or Stamford Bridge. You ain't got to worry about that anymore. Now you can just go with some kind of a little bit more comfort, a little bit more relaxed, so to speak, and perform. Just do what you got to do. Yeah.
All right, Chrissy, what you think about Champions League?
I'm probably going to be I don't even know how to say it, but I kind of liked having the like 4 away goals, just because I think it made the games interesting, because you could do well one week and then you were either plus or minus. So you kind of had to make up the difference if you didn't already have it. So it kind of made you want to work even harder. However, I also understand the side of, earning the points. But I think it kind of made it interesting because sometimes, it would either go for or against you, depending on if you were playing at home or away. A lot of the teams that we saw either benefit from it or didn't benefit from it last year. This year, it's interesting. Some of the games have been kind of high, others not so much. So just knowing that they already have that 4 advantage, it's kind of like, what is there to look for next time? That's the only thing.
What about I feel what you're saying, but what about from like the fan perspective? Have you ever seen your club be on a, Wednesday night away match and they just park the bus? They have no intention of trying to score a goal. They're just camped out for 90 minutes. That's not really a fun watch, right? Especially when you subscription package just to even be able to view this. I mean, so that's why I kind of like some of these changes from the fans' perspective. What about that?
Yeah, I could see that, but I mean, then again, you don't know what's going to happen. A lot of the way Champions League set up is that you play the same teams multiple times throughout the season, so people will either get better, stay the same, or get worse. And while you may have had success one time, like, you have to go in the next time and still shoot for it. That's no different than what we were talking about yesterday, not to get off topic, but in regards to how Chelsea blew out Norwich. But
Well, yeah.
I know, but I mean, the point I'm trying to say is, yeah, everybody wants to see like an exciting game. So I guess it'll be an adjustment, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things, and they had to do that when the Super League popped up, because that Super League was that like they started looking at the bread and they saw RB Leipzig making it to like the quarterfinals. We don't want that unless they really earned it 100%. You can't have that.
But
like you winning away goals.
Super League was trying to do it like the NHL, where let's go 10 players on the pitch. After 5 minutes, 9 players on the pitch. 5 more minutes, 8 players on. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that'd have been something different though. That'd have been.
Yeah. Hey, there's gonna be plenty of space.
Yeah, you had to take somebody off, and that actually probably would have benefited Man United. Man, we get to take Fred off. McTominay. We actually would have got better.
You could have taken Fred and McFred.
Take them all off, man. Take them all off. All right, I do want. So, what do you all think about this? I mean, me and B have talked about it, but we have 2 guests. This World Cup, now they're saying every 3 years, maybe, instead of every 2. Me and B have gave our thoughts in general. We just think it's just, you try to mess up. You just try to get bread for the sake of getting bread.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, well, go ahead. Rick, jump on in.
Man, listen, it don't make no sense. The roster is already filled with games, and the players, at some point, you have to give the players a break, right? You're just going to run these players in the ground. Then how does that impact friendlies, international friendlies? You can't have international friendlies anymore, because now you have to have a qualifying.
But that's what the Nations League and all the Gold Cup and all this stuff is basically trying to take out the whole idea of having friendlies.
You're gonna have to eliminate half of those though. Think about it, because if you're gonna have a qualifying round for every 2 years, that qualifying has to start the year right after the World Cup. Normally now
2 weeks after the World Cup.
Right now you have a year off, and then qualifying kind of starts back up. But now you're just running straight from World Cup back to qualifying. There's no space for Gold Cups. There's
going to be more injuries,
Yeah, the players don't get no time off. The injury level is going to be high. Nobody wants to deal with that. I think it's just a money grab. You're just trying to make more money. The game is at its highest, its peak, viewership everywhere. I mean, they got the Americans now. We never had that before, right? Now you're really captivating the Americans, because now you have a lot more American viewership than ever before. And the game is at its highest peak, right? In fact, soccer is now the third most popular sport in America, right?
That's
So,
huge.
so
is it football, basketball, soccer,
yep,
Taking over
and
the
past
NFL.
baseball?
yep, hockey and baseball. Yep. So now the popularity is rising. You know, you see all the NFL Saturday mornings. You know, yeah, just as a money grab. They're just trying to capitalize on this. Why do you need it every 2 years? Is it that important? In the history of this thing is going back, you know, to the 40s, to the 30s, to the 20s, all the way back. It's always been 4 years. Why now that we need to say we don't need it? Now we have more games, more tournaments. It's more televised. You get to see your team all the time now. You know, you have all this access now that you never had before, and then all of a sudden now you want to make it 2 years.
Chrissy, what's your thoughts?
The season is already long enough with whatever league the player may be in. Then you have all like international breaks. Then you have all these different tournaments. So you have that, and then you want to go play all these other games not related to the league that you're in. I just think it's taxing. I think it's taxing. If it worked all these other years, why are you trying to change it now?
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. It's strictly for money. Like Ricky had said, it's strictly money based. And yeah, I think people will watch, but that doesn't really mean that the players actually want to do that, because, you know, I just think it's a lot. It's a lot to do. Just leave it how it is and just be done with it.
I mean, FIFA is not the least corrupt enterprise.
Say it again, put them in the back. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
when it comes to money, they're always in
Oh,
there.
they're gonna figure out a way. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're game
Yeah.
for that, for sure.
So
Right.
Yes. So I was actually mentioning FIFA. Y'all know that Qatar won the last Asian Cup?
Who
I
knows?
don't even
No, I looked. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So you have to think they beat South Korea with Sun and Ha Wing. They beat Japan. They beat all these squads last year. I mean, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I was
Now-
like, wow.
Now we got a World Cup in the desert. So hey,
In December.
in December.
that ought to be interesting, though. That ought to be interesting.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, all right. So piggyback on what Chrissy just said, I have a thing of, do we need to go ahead and eliminate the Carabao Cup?
Mm.
We're the only league with
on the
two,
fence.
3 cups in 2 cups. Every other league only has 1 tournament cup.
I know what I think, but I don't want to influence it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, this is
On the
we
fence.
are. This is just, I had these down. In
No,
general,
listen.
we got guests, so
All right.
I'm letting them jump on in.
Daryl, if you got rid of that, which ones would you keep?
You keep the FA Cup. That's it.
Okay.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the
You need
fence.
the
You know,
Community Shield?
the Community Shield.
Community Shield can go. No, I mean,
Community Shield is a glorified friendly. Let's just
Yeah.
be real. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. You know, it's a glorified friendly. So that's neither here. It kicks off the season, gives you something to get.
yeah.
Revs your engine up, you know. The Carabao Cup, I'm on the fence. I can see doing away with it because the players would get more time to focus on the big games and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. But on the other hand, a lot of these big teams use the Carabao Cup for their youth. They get experience. They get to play. So where do these youth then get that type of experience? You know, where do they get a chance to fit in and to play? A lot of the guys sitting on the outside who need game time and stuff like that. It introduces a lot of new talent, and I think that's why I said I'm on the fence. I can see getting rid of it, what it would do for the big teams once they get closer to the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals of the Carabao Cup. But in those first set of rounds, it's just the youth playing, and I think getting rid of it, you know, it's going to hurt the youth more than it's going to help.
I don't know. I'll challenge you on that. I mean, you know that there's a inter-league season that's going on at the same time as the Premier League season, right? So the teams are playing each other behind closed doors, and then that's where your youth and, you know, people coming back from injury that you're trying to assimilate back into the club, that's where you get that time. Or
But
the
you're
Chelsea
overplaying.
way, send them all
The Lone Army.
Soft,
The Lone Army. Is that what we're doing? The Lone Army.
Hey,
Listen,
hey.
but here's the thing with the youth
System.
The youth setup is you get 2 over 21 players, right, to play. So that means 2 of your big names come back from injury, they can play, but only 2. And you play, but it's youth playing youth. It's cool. It's cool. It gives you some game time. But the youth need they need to be exposed to that higher level now, to guys who are actually playing in the big leagues now, right? So teams like Norwich, they don't start their youth. They bring their 11 because, let's face it, this is their way to make money because they're like bottom of the table, right? So that they need the Carabao Cup. They need to go as far as they can. But then a team like Liverpool is not going to do the same thing. So those first teamers from Norwich will now play the youth of Liverpool, giving the youth of Liverpool that experience. It also gives them that exposure. So then a team like Norwich might see a Curtis Jones, let's say, and be like, yo, let's loan Curtis Jones and let's get these guys into our team. They can help us, stay in the league and at the same time give them even more experience. So that exposure.
Yeah, but if you have a good scouting department, why you don't need to see them in the Carabao Cup to know you want to pull them out on the loan. You already know, you already got the tape out on them from the inner, games, all that kind of stuff going on. You don't need the Carabao Cup to be able to know I want to pull somebody in.
But if you see them play youth, though, you see them play. It's like watching college versus college, and then it's like, all right. Let's take for instance the NCAA, right? And you're looking at these guys. You're looking at Alabama, who turns out NFL players every year, right? Mm-hmm. They have another team that doesn't, right? Let's say like a FIU. Now they go in and play, and you have scouts there and everything, but you don't really get to see that one guy on FIU. You don't really get to see what he can do because he's just playing all the college kids. So his level of play is at one standard. Now, if you've seen him go against higher caliber, like if they go against like some NFL benchers, then, take the Dolphins starting team, for instance, and they can play the Dolphins starting team. It'll be, they might step their game up and you get to see a whole different side of this person, a different caliber. You get to see what they're made of.
If there's a counter argument to that, the scout team, wouldn't you want to see that FIU player you're talking about against some NFL scout team? It's an advantage push.
It might be, but I think it gives the youth something to look forward to. But like I said, I'm 50-50 on this. I'm on the fence. It could go either way for me.
Gotcha.
All right. Last topic is I Shot the Sheriff, the most exciting team that nobody knows about in football. Have y'all looked into this whole team and looked at the history?
Yeah.
No. If you have not,
I have not.
Google their history and what's going on. There's like 2 former KGB agents that own the team. Like, it's like heavy. Like, they basically get second, third rate South American players and like, yo, we'll throw you whatever bread you want. They've been winning a league for like the last 10 years.
Oh, wow. I heard a bit about this, but I'm not that deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, so it's 2 KGB players, KGB members that own the team, and they took it as a hostile takeover. It was like on some like Al Davis shit with like the Raiders, like, yo, like we've been here, and we gonna go ahead and we really run it. So what you want to do?
Right. End of the day.
Yeah, what we gonna do? And they're in like Moldova, so they're running the Moldovan league. They have had. If they got to the round of 16, they will have the hardest route ever to get to the round of 16 ever in Champions League history. They went from like qualifying. They were qualifying in like May.
Hell no. Wow.
To get here.
And they're top of their group right now.
They're top of the group.
Yeah,
okay. And so
they beat Real Madrid at the crib.
Yeah, not even on the road, at the crib.
Wow.
At the crib. So and they got 3 home games left. That's how much they didn't even believe they was gonna win.
So you're saying there's some kind of conspiracy on how they've navigated to this point?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that because that's my second new favorite team. I'm not gonna say there's conspiracy. I'm just gonna say that they're the most interesting team that anybody needs to follow. Like, they got models that they fly out and everything to come hang out and kick it. Like, I'm talking about like real bread. Like you can't see our books bread.
Oh, okay. Hey, man.
Yeah, like they take a like if you're okay, bet. You know what? You're on the bench on Brazil. Come get this money over here. I shot the sheriff.
Right.
They're just using that Shakhtar format. That's what Shakhtar did.
But they got more
kinda
bread than
like,
Shakhtar though, because they ain't got to report it.
The club owner's kind of like Dr. X from Fight Island.
Yes.
Okay, it's the bad guy. They got all the money. Okay.
And look, and they below the radar because nobody's worried about the fair play. So they like, we gonna just spend bread on the low until somebody catch us.
Wow.
You leave with duffel bags of money. Damn.
Yeah. Dude, if you read an article, I forgot what model it was. She was like, "Oh no, I saw somebody get a duffel bag dropped off in front of their like hotel room after a game, like just on the shrimp. Just like you scored 2 goals, here goes some bread. This ain't even this good looking."
I'm sure FIFA Fair Play will be investigating this pretty soon, then, huh?
But if that,
I mean, let's let them go far and see, baby. Let's see if the bread was the bread.
it's hard to prove if it ain't on the books, right? How you gonna?
That's what I'm saying. It's cash.
Duffel bag.
Straight cash.
Yeah, with cash, it's tough. It's hard to prove.
Straight cash, baby.
Wow.
All right. So, Chrissy, since it's your first time on the show, we always have someone tell their story about how they got associated with their club. Ricky told about being in a favela in Jamaica, and the only TV he could ever watch was a Liverpool game. Like it was
in
the
the
only
yard.
yeah, the only channel on.
Yeah,
the only channel on in Jamaica was a favela
with the rabbit ears.
Right in Jamaica, in Kingston, was a Liverpool game.
Spoil on the tip of them, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And gotta keep in mind, he's Spanish too in Jamaica, so he's got to figure out the whole situation in Jamaica, being a Spanish brother in Jamaica, speaking Spanish, but the only TV on is Liverpool. So, what is your story about how you became a Chelsea club supporter?
So my story, I was much younger.
Hold that. I got reinforcements coming through. Hold on, let's go. We got I got reinforcements coming in. Hold on. Chrissy, tell your story, but I got reinforcements coming in.
He's late for his own funeral.
So I watched it from when I was younger. I was flipping. Oh, hello.
Double D is here. It's Double D.
So, hey, first off, sorry I'm late, everybody. Sorry I'm late, everybody. I was out and about because I'd actually gone out to watch the game for the second half anyway, and was eating and was just coming back because I had stopped to do some other things.
Hold on a second.
But
you
man,
were able to eat,
go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
You were able to eat and watch that massacre.
This is the thing. This is the thing, how that worked out. It was afterwards. The food came after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The food came.
So no, so D, we gonna come back to you though, D. Chrissy explained how she became a Chelsea supporter. So go ahead, Chrissy. I'm sorry.
Oh, a Chelsea fan. Okay, all right.
So, so I was flipping channels. It was a Saturday morning. I was flipping channels, and I played soccer and various sports like all my life, and I think it was on channel 30 at the time, and Chelsea was playing. And at that time, it was Didier Drogba. So, and his whole team. So I just watched him dribble, and like he scored, and I was like, okay, let me keep watching. And then I just started watching more games. I was like, I'm hooked. So that was pretty much it. Wasn't anything too spectacular, but I've been rocking with them for a minute. So
pick the right club. There you go.
Didier Drogba, the legend himself.
Yes.
So Double D, they've been going hard on me. Double D, they've been really pelting me here with
He just hung his suit up. He just came back from the funeral.
Yeah.
I know, bro. They was just saying the eulogy, man. I had something about it.
Yeah, no, you missed the whole thing earlier. There's a whole thread that Ricky started on Twitter. It's just
Ole.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna start with that. All right, we'll start with Ole. Man, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I'm as low as I am on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but I'll give him to the end of the year because
see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't need you here for this. This is not what you came for. This is not what I brought you in for.
End of the year. I'll give him to the end of the year.
Based upon what?
Only because of what Manchester United is as a team. So okay, so let's say like equivalent. We're talking about just symbology with the US or whatever for people that may not watch soccer or whatever. So like Man U was kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know what I'm saying? That would be the analogy that I would give. And having coaching carousels for that kind of a team is damaging for their image, even when they are struggling. And that's why I'm like, for the continuity aspect, I would stay the course and get rid of him at the end of the season. I wouldn't do it mid-season because then you get into a whole different can of worms when you may not ever find solid ground ever.
You said it could be over. It could be over. The dynasty's over. It's over.
The dynasty. Oh, the dynasty. No, yeah. I mean, the dynasty aspect, yes. As far as dynasty, the dynasty was, we had two different ones. So let's go from there. Let's go. If we go do it that aspect.
Let's go, Pete. Let's go.
Then we had one.
Time out.
You know what I'm saying? So if we're going that way, we had two different dynasties under Alex Ferguson. So if we go do it like that.
Hold on, time out. I don't want to take you away from your overall point here, but you're speaking the same kind of gibberish that Daryl is.
No, sir.
I'm not following none of the calculus. None of them.
No, sir.
I need you to go back to the whiteboard and break this down on what, because it's not passing the eye test.
I'll say it like this, as far as like two different dynasties, right? So we can say that there was a dynasty, even though like the dynasty part, he was only there for the tail end of it. We'll say it was two star players that we can name the dynasty for. So we have the Harry Cantona dynasty.
Okay.
And then we got the.
Why are we going the long way to grandma?
Look, Ricky, what are you doing, man, with these pictures, man? Like, I mean, I'm trying to produce this stuff, and you got these extra pictures going on, man.
I got all the pictures today.
This is the reality of
I got all the pictures today.
As far as like the present though, bro, as far as the present, there is no dynasty. We're just trying to be good. We're just trying to be good. You know what I'm saying? So there's no dynasty right now. We're just trying to be a good team.
Well, at least you understand that, because Daryl still.
No. I never said that. I never said the dynasties, but there's only one dynasty in all of football, period, and that's Bayern Munich. Because of their league being low. I'm just saying because
Europe.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
We're the champions of Europe, sir.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Look, that's cool, man. Look, we've already talked about y'all had the weakest bracket ever set up for y'all ever in Champions League's history. If you look at y'all bracket, it was like I shot the shares every round. Y'all got like Porto. Y'all got like, Ajax or somebody.
We gonna hang on to that. We're hanging on to the Chelsea Champions League victory from last year.
Yeah, they are.
Daryl,
they still a champion.
It was.
Humble yourself.
Humble yourself to this.
You're right.
They're still a champion. Still somebody
Humble yourself.
Thank you.
I'll give him that.
I'm not humbling myself to no Chelsea on no back end championship.
It was a championship, but I'm just saying it was
in a pandemic too. Let's not talk about that. A pandemic championship. I said it.
Double D.
Ooh,
Double D. You missed the phone call that I played from the Manchester United fan who's absolutely livid about the state of the club. And at least he was real and said it's over. You know what I mean? This thing is crumbled. You guys are a mid-level club with a great.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
See, you're saying truth. You're saying truth with fiction at the same time. You're saying truth with fiction.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So you just mentioned that you would give him till the end of the year, which is approximately 2 months. So what are you hoping that he's going to accomplish in the next 2 months that he hasn't already done?
No, he's into the season. He's talking about like.
No, that's a good point, though. I would be flexible as far as end of the year too, though. But yeah.
But again,
I would.
This is where me and Double D have a fork in the road for the club. This is where. How long, Double D? How long have I been Ollie out for like the last month?
Almost the beginning of the season. Really and truly, to be honest with you, almost at the beginning of the year. Like you you were really high on him to start the season. You know what I'm saying?
I felt him, man.
I was gonna like have his back on that. He really wasn't high on those ladies.
You know me,
Get a
man.
hero.
I piped down and I fell back. I said my piece and I fell back. But now I'm back. I'm here now. I was so happy to see what I saw today. You know, Rick, I want to thank you and show some love to the Egyptian Messi. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I'm on the Kool-Aid, hot and heavy, man. That's the kind of footballer that a Manchester United needs.
Okay. All right, here's a question for you real quick. This is a sidebar. We'll get back onto the Man United debacle in a second. But a quick question for both you and Miss Chrissy as Chelsea fans. So, okay, Drogba, because I'm a big Drogba fan as well. So I understand like why y'all like Drogba so much. You already know where I'm going with this. You already know where I'm going with this. So today, Salah broke the African goal scoring record in the EPL as far as all-time record. And he's the all-time leading goal scorer for an African. Who's your
Is he
favorite
really African? That's the
favorite African? Salah or Drogba?
Well, I said, but no, is he really African? Because it's like, you know,
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Ladies first. I'm gonna let Chrissy have first.
Oh no, you must lie. It's not really my call to make.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
While I do respect him as a player,
for Liverpool, mind you.
I mean,
what's so bad about Liverpool? Wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
Ricky woke up now. No, Ricky, like, hold on, why are we getting this?
The Chelsea fan.
Wait a minute.
it's.
He got all the pictures too.
Well, while she's kicking it around, I'll tell you what I think, man. You know, Drogba's a legend. Not only at the club for the Ivory Coast, what he's done.
Ivory Coast, he put Ivory Coast on his back.
What he's done in multiple World Cups, the path that he took, even making his way out to the desert at Phoenix United. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that,
Man, you're talking about making his payday. I'm talking about
hey, B, did you check him out when he's in Phoenix?
Actually, I did.
I was just saying, did you check him out when he's in Phoenix?
Their stadium is trash out there, and it's really hard to watch a game. When it's 107 degrees, you know, metal.
Like 43, 44?
Yes. Yeah, he's up there. He's about 43, 44.
Still playing. He's a little older than Zlatan, I believe, or the same age, 40.
They're right in the same neighborhood. I think they're right in the same neighborhood. But no, man, I don't. You know, they always try to throw around the North African against the South. You know, the Sub-Saharan.
That's what I was saying with Swiss. That's what I said.
Yeah,
that's what I was definitely doing. I was definitely doing Sub-Saharan
like,
African versus Northern African.
Yeah, I'm not playing it.
That's a whole different conversation.
If it makes
you a whole
feel
other
better,
bag of worms. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, by the end of this season, Mane will be second on that list. Drogba will be third.
Ooh,
in the league.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Me personally,
is that for real?
I like Mane more. Me personally, I like Mane a little more.
100 goals. 100 goals right now.
Me personally, I like him a little more because he plays a little more defense than Salah.
But I mean,
he get 4 goals. He only needs 4 goals to tie Drogba.
I'm gonna say this in front of Rick, man.
Okay.
You know. You know, Rick was kind of running down some game on this right around what was that, December, January-ish. And he was talking about Salah, and I tried to trash him, and he ran down the numbers like he usually does. And I got to give credit where credit is due. He called it, man. That man is an amazing footballer. He's taking that next step. He's taking that next step in the pecking order.
Does Liverpool keep him? No, no.
We already talked about that.
That's not even a question. It's cheaper to pay him what he wants now than to buy a replacement. You think? Look, if we sell Salah, how much do you think he goes for right now?
They can't really sell him because of his age, and that's kind of.
He go for 100, right?
He's still got another 4 or 5 years. He's still faster than a lot of these kids.
He's under contract.
What, 28, 29?
Is he under contract?
29.
Is he under contract though?
He's 29. He is under contract.
So what's the extension about? Is that he's just asking for more money?
Oh yeah.
He deserves more money.
But he's not a free agent, is what I'm getting.
He's not a free agent. No, his contract runs until 2024.
All right.
Yeah,
So he has no leverage other than his play, is what that is.
Right. But he can always demand, oh, I want to go, blah, 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 spark the whole bullshit, throw the whole team off, whatever.
Do a Harry Kane, but actually execute.
But Harry Kane though, hell no.
Look here, man. The all Descapo first line. I've been saying this for a long time, man.
I think
Double D. Everybody hates on my all-white team that I tried to assemble and everything. On
Harry
FIFA,
Kane
I
is
assembled an
prepared.
all-white team. I didn't recruit anybody black or anybody.
Harry Kane ain't even
Who is
scored
your
right now.
all-white team? Is Kane, Grealish, and Foden? That's what
No. You rolling with it. I got Kane, Vardy, Grealish.
Oh, snap. Okay.
The all Gestapo front line, baby.
James Ward-Prowse
in
under
the
the press.
strings.
You went straight with those, man, what was it called? Like
It's the Gestapo, man, baby. It's the Gestapo, the SS.
But they English though. They English. That's like
Yeah, but it's the SS.
All
I look
English.
at basically I still call them the SS.
That would be one slow ass team right there.
the British Commandos or something like that.
We only about getting that bread. We all about to make
my
England
man
great
said
again.
Vardy.
Wait. Looking at your Gestapo team though, right?
Yes.
Where does Harry Kane fall in the scoring charts this year? Because he hasn't scored anything yet.
We're talking about his rating on FIFA, not in real life.
That's a good question, though. That's actually a good question. So let's talk about Harry Kane. Is Harry Kane trying to build himself up to
Free
get
Harry Kane.
sold? Is he trying to be like, man, I'm not that good. Go ahead and let me go?
You see his performance today?
It was
Like the
sad.
whole team. Like what?
It was sad.
He wants to
done.
leave, right?
He's done. He should have been gone. I think today was a pivotal moment. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think today was a pivotal moment in his career, just because not just his career, but like I think he's probably regretting not having left when he had the chance. And that just goes back to the conversation that Brandon and I had earlier. Nuno is coaching this team. They're not really doing that well. Like the team that he puts together, it's all right. Tottenham used to be up here, just like all those other clubs. And now they're like mid to bottom tier. They're not used to doing that. And he's not used to playing on that type of level. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Two things I want to piggyback on that. Harry Kane is going to get the manager fired at Spurs in his first year. And I hate to see that manager of color. That's a two-pronged thing here is, why don't we see more managers of color in the Premier League? We're starting to see the talent and the athletes flourish. Why don't we see the managers, right? And then the second piece is at Spurs, look at Ndombele. So much talent, man, but he makes me question. I tweeted this today. Who does more play acting to try to win Academy Awards and Oscars? Is it the South Americans or the Africans now in the Premier League? Did you see the dive? Ndombele today? Come on, man.
That's actually a fair question. Only thing that got me riled up on was because of the I guess the instilled culture that
you got D Fry over here going full racist.
South America had. But you own to something too, though, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like now, currently, yeah. Because usually, it used to be the opposite. Like the Africans used to be like just serial foulers. It's like, man,
of course.
Like, man, what is you doing, brother? You can't
Oakley,
like
playing
that.
football. Yeah.
Yep, check Teody down at Newcastle.
Yeah. Like, bro, what is you doing, man? You
Rest in
can't.
peace.
Yep, those enforcers,
But
man.
now you're right, though. Now you're seeing a more, I guess, European league influenced African player, because that's all they come up playing in Europe, and that's kind of, you know what I'm saying, win a set piece type mentality. So
let me ask you this. Since you brought up Harry Kane, and I think Harry Kane had been linked to City, and City ended up getting Grealish, where is he going to go now?
Oh, he ain't going to City now. But let me not say that, because
He
City does
can
not
still go.
have a striker. Gabriel Jesus, let's face it, he should go coach United.
And look, think about it like this too. Think about it like this. So let's say like it would be a lot of money to spend, but would it be better to not spend this money now if you're Liverpool? I'm sorry, if you're City, even though you got Newcastle about to start spending some bread, or go ahead and just spend the money now?
City has no strikers. He could still go to City. City really has no strikers.
That's the only thing they're missing. They're missing that. You know what I'm saying? They're Pep is such a strategist that they don't need it.
Oh, sorry, y'all threw a wrench in this game. Does Newcastle just throw out 200 mil just to get Harry Kane to get the party going?
That's what I'm getting at.
I could see
City
that.
might want to do that now, man.
That's how you kick it off. The new
I would
regime.
pay 200 mil for Harry Kane, but that's just me.
Just to get the party started.
But no, you don't do that though. You don't do that. What I would
you have to build something else.
if you Newcastle, what you do is you get Lewandowski because of the whole Haaland Lewandowski beef that's going on out there. And
Older.
Yeah,
but he's on his last leg.
But you only need him for a year. You only need him
because you need him for a short amount of time. You need him for a short amount of time.
Listen, you only need him for the recognition, right?
Really,
everybody's like Lewandowski to Newcastle, and you only need him for 1 year for people to realize, oh, big players.
Yeah, but then also on the devil's advocate, aren't you setting the precedent at Newcastle now? We're mercenaries.
They're the MLS in the Premier League.
You know what I mean?
I'm thinking about City though. I'm thinking about City. The way City did it in a way that I think that Newcastle will and should is they'll do the youth movement route, and we'll get some older established better.
When the oil money came in, wasn't it Robinho? Wasn't that the first big one?
Robinho was their first spot.
He was older. He was a Lewandowski type age cat. That's what I'm saying.
But what Robinho did for City, he didn't perform well for City.
But he was a name.
But what he did for City was he gave that recognition. Yeah. Now South Americans are looking at Manchester City. Now other Europeans are looking at Manchester City, and they're like, it's actually a destination.
Nobody going to City. Nobody was going to City before.
Nobody was going to City.
Then now you said you think
didn't he have the same agent as Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Same agent, yeah.
Remember, right after Robinho came Carlos Tevez.
Oh, that's right.
See, and that was the whole movement. So
basically, y'all saying Harry Kane, the City of Newcastle.
But no, Harry Kane is City. Harry Kane is City or Spurs only. Either City gets his way out or he's stuck.
I won't rule out Newcastle, but I'll lean more towards City. But I won't rule out Newcastle.
He's not going to Newcastle. There's no way he leaves to go to Newcastle.
I
don't see it.
Because he wants to get he wants some trophies though.
Why would that be
exactly? He wants some trophies. I don't see him.
Man, you go on 500,000 a week, you're showing up.
Yeah, that
he could get that with Spurs though, couldn't he? I mean, to a degree.
Daniel Levy? No, sir.
No, but if
Daniel Levy is basically what was the owner of the Arizona Cardinals for football? Bidwell. He's basically Bidwell.
Yeah. But Bidwell 2.0, Mark Shop. That's who that is.
He used to make players pay for their own Gatorades in the locker room for the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, bro, you know they got to tax them in plastic bottles, homeboy. Man, we got to. Everybody got to pull that weight. Everybody got to pull that weight. Come on, we in Arizona.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Newcastle, I don't see it at all. I don't see.
I don't see that. That doesn't.
They're not throwing that much money at Harry Kane, and I don't see him going there because he wants to win trophies. I think he's going to go to City.
You know what? I say Lewandowski, but they might throw the money at Haaland. The only thing that Haaland is like he wouldn't have the supporting cast there because he wouldn't.
Haaland said he wanted like down there a $1 a week or something though.
They have the money. We got the money.
So you said if Haaland got $1 a week, he going there?
Absolutely.
No, what I'm saying is Newcastle has the money to pay that. Is what I'm saying. And they got
I'm saying.
And they got the gun
too though. I might go get in Haaland's suitcase too. He get $1 a week.
Who would turn that down? What player would? Why would you turn that down?
How could you?
It'll be different. You couldn't turn that down, but they can't do it. They can't pay you that, so it don't matter.
Why can't Newcastle pay you $1 a week?
They got
they can't pay you $1 a week because they got to back that up on FFP.
They're not going to win.
The whole thing with FFP is keeping us wage structure.
Nobody really understands
under the radar.
There's no real financial fair play. Y'all understand that. We already started to see.
Newcastle might try to do the blue chips game. The blue chips game. Let me buy this cat. Get some low level dudes around him, which they can. You know what I'm saying? Some Rafinhas. Some
you set the bad precedents. You give one man $1 a week.
They can do that though. They can do it. I'm not saying that I would do it. They can do that, and nothing's stopping them. There's nothing.
Every player is going to want at least 500K then to go to Newcastle.
No,
So
you're
your wage
not
structure is
Haaland,
already-
and that's all I can tell him. You're not Haaland. He gets
Your-
that.
your
You
wage
don't
structure
get
is
that.
up.
They'll do the whole little old school Negro
But then
league.
you won't win because
Star
nobody's
player
going
get all
to
the
play.
Negro League.
minimum wage.
Listen, if I said to you, well, if you give it Haaland 1 million a week, I want 500K a week, and you tell me, nah, you're not him. Guess what? Me and the rest of the team are just going to shut down and have him play all 11 positions.
I
Then we'll see what
understand
your
that.
$1 million man do.
As a soccer player, I understand that, but as a business cat, they go get some other cats in there. I'm telling you, that's the business side of it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
going to
the soccer side of it.
We've seen it done before.
You seen it at Barcelona.
Business-
They did it with Messi, and look where they are now. They destroyed their wage structure.
They got rid of him, but they got rid of him. Messi's not there, and that's the whole.
But that's the whole point, is that they paid him so much money, they can't pay anybody else. They couldn't even sign the people who they actually got in the summer.
No. Keep in mind, though, Rick.
There's
No,
no
Rick, keep
loyalty.
in mind
There's
that
no
the
loyalty.
pandemic messed
So
them
they
up.
can do whatever they want, is what I mean.
Yeah,
They got rid of Messi.
pandemic.
The pandemic messed up Barcelona. It was actually basically probably cutting off Barcelona their knees earlier than it would have been. But that pandemic cut them off.
Oh, they had the mortgage payments planned out over.
Yeah.
certain
Yeah, they was paying the mortgage over 5 years.
Husband got a stroke, and it was like, oh, so I can't work the same hours that I did before.
Oh, you're right.
Every club went through the
God,
same
dang.
bloody pandemic. I ain't falling for it. Every club went through the same pandemic. It wasn't one special pandemic.
No, but the Spanish league got
They
hit
didn't
real
buy that
bad.
5
Spanish
bedroom
and
house.
Italian
They
league
bought
got
a
hit real
5
bad.
bedroom house
Big clubs
with
got
just
hurt
2
hard.
kids.
Yeah.
They crippled
They
Messi.
ain't do that.
Crippled him. Messi's wage was ridiculous. He crippled him.
They were
bought
already
the
in
6
the
bedroom, not even a 5. It was a 6 bedroom, 4 bathroom house.
6 bedroom, 4
But here's
bedroom.
the thing too.
A pre-bubble mortgage. Okay.
It wasn't just Messi's wages, right? But now that you're paying Messi 500K a week, you're gonna bring in Gerard Piqué. You got
You know
Sergio
what?
Busquets. You got to give them more money too.
It wasn't just that, to your point, because then they end up bringing in, you got to look at the players that they've had over the life of Messi being there. They've had Ronaldinho, they've had Thierry Henry, they've had Ibrahimovic, they've had all these big time players, all of them.
When they stuck in their wage
was there for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So they paying a lot of people.
I'm just saying Newcastle throwing a meal a
they
week
work
and saying
that.
like you gonna get paid the first player to get a meal a week ain't far-fetched more than people think.
But that's the only team that can do that, is what I'm saying too. The only team that could do something like that is a team that doesn't have stars
Already.
that can spend on one superstar.
Right. Right.
And
I
that's
see
the
what
team
you're
that can do it. They
saying.
just
The wage does.
they
wage
won the
structure
lottery.
absorb it. I see what you're
Right.
saying.
It's like,
Yeah, okay.
they can do it because they have the money to where, you know what, we can pay
But then
that.
Newcastle gave a whole bunch of bread to Joel Linton too. They gave him a whole bunch of bread too, and he came from
Yeah.
Hoffenheim.
Yeah, but it wasn't no real money
You talking about?
No, he was like the next coming though for them.
for a
This
while.
was years ago though, wasn't it?
Yeah. That didn't
You
pan
could spend
out.
some bread on him.
That was a whole different ownership group. The Saudi Arabia owns Newcastle now. You know what I'm saying? So they can spend.
Actually, the country of
whatever.
Saudi Arabia owns Newcastle. You're right.
The kingdom, not even the country, the kingdom of Saudi
They,
Arabia. owns them,
It's a
man.
crown prince, man. He got his own money. Like they said, coming to America, he got his own money.
He got his own money.
Money. So, Chrissy, so you all think you all win the Premier League and the Champions League as we get ready to
Wait,
wrap
no.
up? I do.
They win in
your
what?
Thoughts on this?
Easy.
It's going to be tough to win the Champions League this year. Premier League, I'm not going to rule it out, but again, it's going to be very, very difficult. There are a lot of good teams playing some really good ball right now. So the only thing we can do is just continue to stay healthy and just wait and see how the rest of the season plays out. There's still a lot of soccer to be played. It's too early to make predictions. I definitely see us within the top 4. Us winning, I'm not going to rule it out, but I'm not going to say that we're definitely going to do it either. So, which I think is a fair answer.
That's right on. One quick question I have for you too, Chrissy. Christian Pulisic. Do you see him getting some
We
regular
got
play?
Captain America. We haven't brought Captain America the whole episode.
Can he play this season for Chelsea?
I think he's had some injuries. I think he had COVID. So the last thing I read, he just did something within the other day. So he's working his way back on getting here. You got to feel for the kid though. I mean, just like with any of the other players that we've had coming from different leagues, like Werner and Havertz and well, not really Lukaku, because he's surprisingly he's been the only one that's really been able to adapt. But the ones that have come in from the German leagues have had a pretty difficult time. Werner, especially, Havertz is getting better. I think Pulisic has had it the worst, just because he's been way more injury prone, probably than anybody expected. And he hasn't really been able to stay healthy. His fitness has never really been an issue, but again, once he is fit, can he stay injury prone? Can he actually play to his potential? So there's a lot of what ifs. I think he's still in the air. I'm not going to rule him out just yet, but he's got some work to do. I would definitely appreciate if he put on at least like 10 or 15 pounds of muscle, because he's scrawny and he gets beat off the ball. Just saying.
Oh, right on. That's some good points. And in that same like ilk, because that was really good. Have you seen much of Jadon Sancho this season to be able to give some kind of reading what you feel? That wasn't even a joke.
Is that a serious question?
He's another player. I mean, you hate to see these people that sign these big contracts just kind of sit and rot on the bench. He is a great player. While he was good in the league that he played in, this is different.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's a great player. But what I'm saying is now, you know, you come from a different league. You have to adapt to the coach's style. You have to mesh with your teammates. You have to see where you fit in. Not only that, but I mean, unfortunately, he's got other players ahead of him. He's got to make sure that he can actually fit in with their system and get playing time. It's difficult right now. I don't understand why you'd spend that much to have somebody sit on the bench, but I've seen it happen in all of the teams. So I hope that he does get some playing time.
Hey, Rick, I want to hear Rick's assessment of Sancho. What do you think on Sancho?
I like the kid. The kid is a performer.
We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this.
The kid is a nice kid. You know, he's a baller. He's a player. He's a baller. They just don't have a manager and a system that he could play in.
Wow.
That's all it is. He doesn't. They do not.
Look, like I said, this funeral is nothing but a rebirth for us. And thank you, Liverpool. I thank you, Liverpool.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: Sancho or Greenwood?
I go Greenwood, easy.
Greenwood, easy.
But the thing I have with that is I truly view them as two different positions. And so that's the issue that I have with it. I think the issue that I have with it is I feel like where I can see how some people can see how Greenwood projects out to be a future Mohamed Salah, the same position there, right wing. I view
that's a big step.
It is. That's a huge step. And I don't even think that his play style fits that. I think Greenwood's more of a central player, so that's why it's hard for me to compare.
A little more number 9.
Yeah, it's hard for me.
He is. So here's what you're doing. You're killing
he's out of position. So
you got the old man up front, right? Because his name is CR7. Let's
exactly.
And
stop it. Stop. No, we're not going to do this.
Say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
We're not going to do this.
Because I said it the first season started.
If it was me, I like Sancho on the right, Greenwood down the middle, and you put Rashford out left. That's
100%. That's the future. All black front line. Has the Premier League all black front line like that?
No.
Cristiano Ronaldo should be coming off your bench. That should be your right now.
Let me chime in. Everyone's been absolutely wrong about Sancho. It's just another blunder of Manchester.
Oh, stop it.
No.
I called this a few months ago, and that's what this episode really
You don't have no data. You don't have no data that we only ain't played
doesn't even play. The man
listen, I'm not listening to B with this. They did the same thing to Salah at Chelsea. So I'm not listening. B don't have no ground to stand on. They did the same thing to Salah at Chelsea.
So you're trying to tell me that
where is he now? And where is he now?
And then if you want to talk about multiple errors, right? You Double G, you were talking about multiple errors.
No, I don't want to talk about multiple. I want to talk about
Sancho error. You're looking for is from the original error. This error is not what you want. You guys are a mid-level team.
Stop it.
And that's all I have for expectations.
No, sir. We're not a mid-level team, and that's the whole point.
Be on that.
Not to interrupt.
Your expectations are too high.
Absolutely.
We're not a mid-level team. We're not a mid-level team.
Right now, you should be
5-0.
hoping for the Europa League.
Oh,
top
stop it.
clubs don't
No.
lose 5-0.
Stop
I'm trying
it.
to explain something to you. That's not part of the characteristics of being a top.
What happened in
tier.
Chelsea last year versus what was it? City last year, winning like 5-0.
Last year.
Okay. All right, let's look at it like this, right? Like, and if you look at the starting 11 that should be out there, the starting 11 that should be out at Manchester United, how many of those players would start for their country?
All
And
of
it's
them
a
do.
loose question. A loose question. Let's say, I mean, we can't say the number. Let's say, would it be over half?
Yes, easy over half to do right now.
They're not a mid-level club.
No.
If over half of their players starting could start for their nation's team, they're not a mid-level team. They're a top flight team.
I don't think
United
half of them good. Half of them
United got 3, maybe 4.
But look at the starting lineup.
What are you talking about?
half of them can.
Ceo
Let's start out double D.
Fernandez is a starter-ish for
Yes,
Portugal.
Bruno
Okay.
Fernandes.
Pogba is a starter for France, which is the whole big mind-boggling thing.
All right, that's
Portugal
two.
United.
Yeah, that's 2.
Maguire starts for
Varane.
England.
No, he's no
Straub
longer a
starts
starter.
for England. De Gea starts for Spain. It's
Okay.
like,
The hair shouldn't be signed for Spain anymore.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
that's not
Right?
even
Okay.
a
He ain't
shoe
starting
in
for
anymore.
I'll
Spain.
give you that. I'll give you that.
No.
Who
Varane
starts?
starts
I'll give you
for
that.
us and
I'll
starts
give
for France.
Simon starts for Spain.
And Varane does
He
still
doesn't
start. But
start.
no, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Shaw starts for England.
I'll give you that.
That's not saying a lot.
No,
Shaw.
I said Shaw. I said Shaw.
England
I said
doesn't
Shaw.
have a lot of
Look,
left
as much
backs.
as y'all
There's
wanna
no
hate-
way Luke Shaw. Listen, Luke Shaw shouldn't start over anybody today.
If
Stop that.
Cresswell wasn't
Stop that.
retired,
No,
he
I'm
was
not gonna ride with
starting
you on that though.
I play Reece James over there before I play Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Not on the left. Not on the left. Not on the left.
Who's
Not
another
on the
left back
left.
option at England?
Not on the left.
There is
Luke
no
Shaw
other
led
left
the
back option.
EPL in assists last season.
Ah,
Who
Stop
did?
that.
I'm saying we can continue with it. Harry Maguire starts.
I'll say it
on
like this
England's
too.
squad.
Oh,
Luke
not
Shaw's
Harry
introduction
Maguire.
into the England team is what got them into the final. Before Luke Shaw was starting, they were
Not
I'm
struggling.
buying it. I'm buying what you're selling. I'm not buying what you're
Stop
selling.
it.
That's
Luke
a
Shaw is
trick.
that dude
That's a trick
at
question.
left back. At left
That's a
back,
trick
Luke
question.
Shaw is
That's a
that dude.
disingenuous question because you're talking about England as all national teams. Any other national team, Harry Maguire is not a starting center back
On
on a
any
real
of them.
national team.
He's not starting on that Dutch team, I'll tell you that.
That's
He ain't
debatable.
starting on that French team.
No, French, but everybody is French. Everybody is
He ain't
French.
starting on that German team.
Disingenuous question, man. That's disingenuous.
He might have started Argentina's team. That's about it. And I'm an Argentinian. I love Argentina.
England don't even have
He
another
got height.
left
He
back
got
option.
height too. So
Look,
he got-
Fred still starts for the Brazilian national team.
Fred
Y'all want to say
starts-
what y'all want to say?
stars
Fred
for
don't
Brazil.
start for Brazil.
Fred don't start.
Yes, he does.
He
No.
starts for
No,
Brazil.
he don't.
Yes,
No.
he does.
No,
No, he don't.
not consistently.
Hold on. Watch
He's
this.
not the number one CDM for Brazil. No, absolutely. not.
He's
Watch
essentially
this.
exactly because Fabinho is the number one. Well, no, Fabinho is number
First
two.
choice.
Fabinho's number two to Casemiro, who's number one.
Casemiro is the number one.
Fred
Casemiro is the
plays-
number one CDM.
Fred plays the position that Pogba should be playing for Man U. They have Fred playing out of position at Man U. That's kind of an issue as well.
You just said that with a straight face, like you believe that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are y'all watching? What are y'all watching?
Listen,
Right now, Fred has started 10 games right now for Brazil this year.
Did you see that bouncing ball? Fred had a nice look on goal today, and that bouncing ball and how he connected with
okay.
it just went
I'm not going
it was
past
a
Fred.
travesty.
hard
Oh,
shame.
We are past today's game. We talking about us as a holistic team.
This is
We
the-
have
this is
already
the thing I'm gonna say.
Based on our previous conversation, right, where we listed who was going to finish in the top four. Based right
Man,
now,
he was in there, right?
we're only
Man, he
9
was in
games
there,
in.
right?
We're only 9 games in. But what does your top four look like now?
Me personally,
Yeah. What
Okay.
do you think the top four is going to roll out to be at the end of the season, based on what you've seen so far?
all right. Let me start off. I have a
Chrissy
top
looks
two
like
in
she's
mind.
ready. Chrissy looks
I have
ready.
I have a top two in mind. I just want to say something about Chelsea real quick. The only thing that I have about Chelsea that I don't think that it's going to work long term with what he's doing. Tuchel talking about only because, and this is a similar thing to have with Ole. So it's not like a one team type thing. it's the certain disbelief he has in the star midfielder that he has that he should build around. So with Ole, that's Pogba. With Tuchel, that's Conte. Tuchel does not like Conte, but he uses him when he has to, and I've noticed that. And that's going to end up being Chelsea's downfall in the end because he doesn't like Conte, he doesn't build around him. And I don't really like Jorginho Kovacic I kind of like, but I'm not really high on Jorginho like that at all. And I'm a big Conte fan. So I'll say it about Chelsea. They'll still be top 4, but that's why y'all will not win the league. However, that's what ends up boding well for a tournament style thing like Champions League, which y'all won last year. And what did he do in the championship game? He played Conte. Who was player of that game? Conte was. So that he has a lot more flexibility with those kind of competitions than he does with the league where he doesn't play in. So I'm gonna say that y'all not winning the league. So, but y'all will make top 4. It's gonna be out of City and Liverpool. It's a 2-horse race out of those 2 teams. It just depends on. It's an attritional thing. How long can City go without getting a center forward? Or like homeboy saying, man, can they get Kane at the break? If they can get Kane at the break, I think it's them. If they don't get Kane at the break, I think Liverpool gets it. The 4th team in there, y'all are ruling out Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man. I think that he's going to rally the troops and get them back in there for a top 4 finish. And that's my story right now today.
So my top 4 is still. This is this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 9. You know what I'm saying? So Ole in, we will be 4th. If Ole gets fired this week and we pick up Zidane, we getting that chip. And I will
fire him. They're not firing him. Number 1 and number 2, but they're not firing him.
No, losing 5-0 at the crib to Liverpool is fireable. I don't care if you won 2 Champions Leagues the year before. Losing 5-0 to the crib to Liverpool is fireable offense.
We didn't just lose. No, that was a beating.
That's like taking boxes out the gig for no reason, just stealing boxes for no reason. You got to get fired, man. You're stealing boxes.
Did you see his press conference finally? Because he was hiding.
I refuse to watch anything he says.
See it. No.
He was locked up in the training.
He delayed it. He didn't come out right away, man.
They went to NBC, went to racing.
Yeah,
they weren't even on the Premier League no more.
I was watching for it. I'm like,
we saw Klopp's though.
He came out later. I saw it on YouTube, man. Somebody put like a grainy stream up. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to see it. Very, very disheartening. Very, very. He's still fighting. He still believes, man. But this was rough. But that's what I'm saying. And this is what I was telling Daryl this earlier, man. This is so funny and frustrating about him with that McFred stuff because what ended up getting him the job in the first place was showing love towards Pogba when Mourinho wasn't. Yeah. So to then now be
doing the same thing.
Starting Pogba and building your stuff around Pogba, it's like that's gonna get you out of there. That was the same thing that got you in, but now you're like going away from that.
I kind of feel like you guys are pulling for him like the Arsenal fans were pulling for Arteta. Yeah. And surprisingly, he's done pretty well.
No, I'm not. I think they should have fired Arteta too.
I don't know if that's going to work in your favor, but you know.
Yeah, I got to say.
That's a good point. I do. I feel like that as well because I feel bad for Arteta, man.
I don't feel too bad for Arteta. He got the same amount of points as Manchester United right now.
I just want to jump in here, man. I feel very bad for you gentlemen. You're delusional fans of them.
Give us the 4.
Rick, it's sad to see 2 men drop to this level. You know, I couldn't imagine supporting that kind of club, man. I just couldn't imagine it. But hey, man.
No. Now, keep in mind, listeners, if y'all have listened to Just Kicking It for a long time, this time last year, B had a bet that Frank would be straight and Ollie would have been gone by Christmas of 2020.
He did say that.
I got that one wrong. Yeah. But this one, I feel vindicated. I feel like all of my predictions and the things that I've been spewing on this podcast are finally coming good. And nothing makes my heart smile brighter than seeing Manchester United just tumble and fall. So give me more. I am entertained. I'm definitely entertained.
But keep in mind, it's only one game. It's one game. So the result is a Manchester United loss. So that's a loss. You either win, lose, or tie. So that's what happened. It was a loss. As far as how the scoreline and how the game went, you know what I'm saying? That's for the people that were there that day to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, we're the eighth best team in the Premier League. I ain't gonna front. Like right now, play-wise, we're the best 8th, 9th best team in the league.
And that's what the eye test proves. That's what the eye test proves.
We are the best sleeping giant of the EPL. We are the
sleeping. Look, you still can't sleep coming and play us though. Like you still can be like we 8th and 9th, but you can't. You still gotta get up for that game.
Okay, Daryl. So November 28th. What are your predictions?
Destruction for y'all. Because hopefully we'll have a new manager by then.
So we play Chelsea.
I love to hear it.
Different
Keep
thing.
that same energy, pal. Keep that same energy. I can't wait. I can't.
No. I especially if Zidane comes in, I'm going to be an ignorant fool on Thanksgiving. I might even come with a turkey outfit on for.
So your big plan is getting Ole out. That's your big plan.
Hey, I just got this text, man. Next Sunday is Spurs versus Man United. They're calling it El Sacchio.
Oh, that's dirty, bro. No. This is what's gonna happen. See, this is what we needed. We needed this wake up call, Brandon. This is what we needed. Now, Ole, this is what Ole needed, not we.
What do you mean we lost the young boys? That was the wake up call.
Nah, man, it didn't hit it.
It's bad all around.
Now
we lost to a team called Young Boys.
I can never play McFred. I've got to always have Pogba out there, and I got to have a different system.
The fact that you guys think
he knows now. He knows.
Jadon Sancho's a good footballer.
Sancho's good. Don't get it twisted. Sancho's
He's going to be out there next game.
No. I think he could be out in January. Be honest with you.
God, they gonna sell him?
I can see it in January.
No,
we just got him. We fought a year to get that brother, man. And you know what?
He's
this is the thing. I was saying this earlier too. You know why we fought so hard to get that brother Jadon Sancho? Was because of the play of Marcus Rashford. That's why we wanted Sancho so badly.
You know who Sancho is?
Sancho
is Memphis Depay. That's who he is.
Who is that?
That's who he is.
Rashford?
No, Sancho.
Stop it.
He said stop.
That's what I see. That's what I see. That's the eye test.
No, sir. He just got there, Brandon. He just got there.
Gotta go, man. Easy come, easy go.
No. We're not going to do that. But we will look. Regardless, if we're 12th place, we will beat Chelsea on Thanksgiving.
No,
that will be.
Yeah, I mean that's
guaranteed. We write that in the books. That's a
tie. We're going to draw. It's going to be a tie.
Might have to have a small wager.
When is the last time Chelsea beat Man U though in a regular season game?
It'll be on November 28th.
You need to pipe down after the performance today.
On November 28th, I'll put some cash up.
Yeah, I feel real good about it.
Cause y'all ain't beat us in like 2-3 years, right?
Don't matter.
They got us in
it's been 2-3 years since regular season. They beat us in the FA Cup. That was it.
Look at that coffin behind Rick, man.
we swept them in 2019. We tied them both times in 2020. I think we swept them in 2018 too, if I believe.
And you guys got swept yesterday, so I guess we'll call it a day.
No, it's all good. This is all great things. Chrissy, I like your banter with this. I want you to bring that energy on 28th at the Dam.
We'll be ready to
Just
play.
Kicking it live for all the listeners. We will be there live.
I'm specifically flying back from New York on Saturday just to be here for that game.
Woo!
Hey, and I'm adjusting my flight back to Dallas, man. I'm gonna pay for the dog boarding for another day, man, just so I can be there, man.
Well, you gotta be there. We got a live show, baby.
I was flying back on the 27th, but I'm gonna move my flight.
I will appreciate that. Chrissy, where can everybody hit you up online?
So you can follow me on Instagram it's pronounced Chocolatina. It's not Spanish, it's Italian. It's Chocolatina5. And you can find me on
You need to spell
Twitter.
that for people. We got a lot of people that are like riding in the car or something. They don't know.
Dyslexic and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. It's
Hold on, quick question too. You said it's Italian. Do you like the Azzurri? You're an Italian fan for the league?
yeah, I actually lived in Sicily in 2008 for 3.5 months. So
Oh, see, that's my favorite European
Yes.
national team, the Azzurri.
yes. So you can find me on Instagram at CIOCCLATINA 5. And then on Twitter, it's Bella Ragazza. I think it's 05.
All right. Double D, where can they hit you up at?
Sefubanu@gmail.com, Sefubanu at Twitter, and I believe, Sefubanu at Instagram as well.
Spell that for people that are, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Y'all doing all these extra things that y'all expect people just to know.
SEFUBENU. Hit me up whenever you get a chance. I'll be happy to talk more about what's going on with both Manchester United and also AC Milan. She made me think about the Serie A, my other team, AC Milan, Rossoneri. They actually won the other day. They beat Bologna, so I was happy about that. Unfortunately, Manchester United was not able to do the same thing. But
All right, Ricky, you got the food popping, man, down there in Miami. Where can people get your food truck and get the food from you at, man?
You know how we do, man. It's Twitter and Instagram, same handle, man, at Ricky Fur1. Yep, get at me. I'm there all day.
You got the food popping for people in Miami, right?
Yeah, so we do a thing called Jerk Saturdays, man. We're about to start back up. We took a little break, couple months. So we're about to start back up with Jerk Saturdays, and coming up next month, we'll start.
Is there any place people can follow the Jerk Sundays thing for like they can be able to order or anything like that?
Yeah, so they pre-order, you know, we put the menu up, it's on IG, they can take a look at the menu, they can hit the number on there to order, it's all prepaid. You prepaid, and you know, we send you all the info. Once you hit us, we send you all the info, you prepay, and then you come pick up. It's not a sit down, it's not a hangout, it's pick up.
You
and
come
go.
scoop your food, go to the crib.
Yep, scoop your food and hit the crib. Yep.
That's how I like it anyway. Yeah.
Well, make sure y'all hit up Just Kicking It Pod on IG. That is the space for us on there. Shout out to all the Arsenal fans that have still said that we are strictly a Chelsea Manchester United program. We named a whole show, our last show. And even though we named the last show saying Arsenal's not dead, they still don't give us no reprieve.
Not enough. It's not enough. No, the Gunners, they heavy out there. So no,
they heavy out there.
Yeah,
so shout out to them. Shout out to everybody listening. This has been a great show. Me and Double D going to do an emergency programming later on this week. I think we may have to do just a one without y'all outsiders. Just one for just the Manchester.
Give Ole a chance, brother. Give Ole a chance.
And a real heart to heart with the fan base. A real heart to heart.
A joint therapy session. A joint therapy.
Yes,
no, it's serious. It's serious right now.
Yeah.
Now we've reached the threshold where it's something like for real.
Some dangerous.
We gotta go ahead and circle the wagons right now and like figure out like who's real, who's fake, who's in, who's out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is some death row action. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go ahead and hunker down and figure out what's happening.
Well, thank y'all listening as always. We will see y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.